Your Oshkosh North Spartans battle the Kimberly Raiders in the Fox Valley Association Conference match. Fans, tonight's game will be played on Time Warner Cable Channel 2 Oshkosh Media Live TV on a tape-to-lay basis, Saturday and Sunday morning 10 to 11:30, Sunday night 8 to 9:30, and Tuesday evening 5 to 6:30. Tonight's national anthem will be a live trumpet rendition by community band member and Oshkosh North alum, Ken Walker. Thank you very much, Ed. Starting lineup tonight for the Kimberly Girls Soccer Varsity team. In the goal, number 0, Brittany Newberg. Number 2, Kayla Work. Number 3, Jenna Zanzig. Number 5, Mackenzie Schultz. Number 7, Megan DeJess. Number 10, Danny Ness. Number 11, Delaney Schultz. Number 13, Megan Poole. Number 15, Riley Lemoran. Number 16, Rachel Senderfoot. Number 23, Elsie Twombly. The Table Rangers are coached by Kristen Russo-Teckman. Starting tonight for your Oshkosh North Girls Varsity Soccer team, number 2, Sydney Butt. Number 5, Isabel Roberts. Number 7, Sydney Nichols. Number 11, Ruby Salvego. Number 12, Sammy Captain. Number 13, Caitlin Hawley. Number 14, Maggie Musselmeyer. Number 15, Aaron Shellhorn. Number 16, Alex Pasquarella. Number 24, Carly Kubala. In the goal for the Spartans, number 0, Alyssa Lee. The Spartans are coached by Jim Youngblood.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome to WIAA Fox Valley Association Girls Varsity Soccer here Tuesday, May 2nd at J.J. Keller Field at Titan Stadium, where the Kimberly Papermakers in the red uniform and the black shorts, red socks, going right to left, defending the south goal. They're the kickoff. And the Oshkosh North Spartans in the white jerseys, dark pants, going left to right, defending the north goal. The wind is about out of the northwest, west-northwest, and very slight, 10 miles per hour. So there's number 3, Jenna Zanzig for Kimberly, up to number 10, Danny Nett. And number 3 again, Jenna Zanzig, back. Okay, number 3, and saved by Sydney Kniffel, number 7. Sydney Kniffel sends it up to intended for Caitlin Hawley, but Aaron Shellhorn, 15, comes up with it for the Spartans. Now number 2, Kayla Worth, sends it back over to number 11, Delaney Schultz, and I think that was 15, Aaron Shellhorn. That intercepted. Ruby Salbego tripped on the artificial turf here at J.J. Keller Field. Number 23, Elsie Twombly, and then back. Okay, and pass intended for Caitlin Hawley, and then they send it back. Now back to number 13, Megan Huth. Caitlin Hawley trying to get there, trying to outmuscle Delaney Schultz, number 11. And here comes the Papermakers from Kimberly High School. And they send it out. Last touched by the Papermakers. So there's number 2, Kayla Worth for the Papermakers. And again, you're watching Oshkosh Media Life TV, City Cable 2, Time Warner Sports, the only sports on local cable access. Tape delayed. Can't get live stream yet. Number 2, Kayla Worth sends it back. Over to number 3, good passing, Jenna Zanzig, up to number 10, Danny Nett, and it goes out of bounds, last touched by the Papermakers. Inbound throw, I believe that's Alex Pasquarella, number 16, and over to Sydney Kniffel, number 7, broken up. Papermakers pass it back to number 23, takes a shot, and just over Alyssa Lee, goalkeeper. So again, 2.5 minutes elapsed out of a 45-minute half, and it looks like number 2, Sydney Foote, will come and give the goal kick since it went out the end line, last touched by the Papermakers. Okay, again, wind is out of the northwest, not too bad. We can get a look at the flags there later on. And that was up to number 11, Ruby Salbego, but now number 5 comes up with it. That's Isabella Roberts, over, and they send it back. Now again, on the far side of the field, it's going to be hard to see these numbers. 24, Carly Kumbalek intercepted and sends it down. I think it was number 13, Megan Huth, over to, I think that's Aaron Shellhorn, who lost it. Now number 11, Delaney Schultz, sends it over to number 3, Jenna Zanzig, and number 23 comes up with it, Elsie Twombly, trip, and a penalty on, I think, Aaron Shellhorn. So they'll get a free kick, and it looks like for the Papermakers, they'll be on the football yard marker at 34, and that's number 23, Elsie Twombly, a freshman. And she sends it up and, oh, and a goal. A goal. Alyssa Lee touched it, but not good enough. So the Papermakers get a 1-0 lead here at J.J. Keller Field, Titan Stadium. Okay, at the 4:04 mark, or subtract from 45, that'd be 40.56 of time remaining. Kimberly draws first blood and gets on the scoreboard first. Aaron Shellhorn gets a pass from Sydney Kniffel. Sydney Kniffel number 7, Aaron Shellhorn 15, Carly Kumbalek 24 going after it. Let's adjust the camera here. Oops, going down. Okay, back into the defensive zone for the Spartans. I think that was Isabella Roberts again. The ponytail is over the numbers. Okay, out of bounds, Maddie Westermeyer, number 14 for the Spartans, way over there. And up, Kimberly touches it first. I believe that's Aaron Shellhorn right there. And Isabella Roberts comes up with it and again sends it up to, and the race is on. Sydney Kniffel tried to get there first, but Kimberly comes up with it. And here come the Papermakers. And broken up by Isabella Roberts over to Alex Pascarella. And then now Sydney Kniffel. Number 7 over to number 5, Isabella Roberts. And a penalty on Oshkosh North, Aaron Shellhorn. So the Papermakers get a kick. 5:47 of lapse time, subtract from 45 is time remaining this first half. Number 3, Jenna Zanzig with the kick, gets it up to number 23. She takes a shot and it goes to Alyssa Lee. Number 23 is Elsie Twombly. Okay, Alyssa Lee, goalkeeper, sends it up and hits number 23, a header, and off number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. And then over to out of bounds, last touched by the Papermakers. Inbound throw will be Maddie Westermeyer, number 14. Hit a header with Kimberly, a little back and forth there, number 2, and she sends it up. Number 2 is Kayla Worth. Again, Papermakers 1, Spartans 0. I think that's number, I think she tripped on the ball, but a penalty again. So a kick by the Papermakers on about the 35-yard line. She sends it over. Broken up by Alex Pascarella coming in, and Alyssa Lee comes up with the save. Alyssa Lee, goalkeeper for the Spartans, and it goes over Carly Kumbalek's head into the Papermakers secondary. Riley Lamarande and Caitlin Hawley trying to get around number 11, Delaney Schultz. And here comes broken up by Isabella Roberts, number 5, and she sends it out. Last touch by the Spartans. Inbound throw by number 11, Delaney Schultz. And here comes Caitlin Hawley trying to break free up to Carly Kumbalek. Back to Caitlin Hawley. Good pass. And here, Caitlin Hawley being harassed by one of the Papermakers. She sends it up to Aaron Shellhorn. Carly Kumbalek moves in and goes to the Papermakers' defense. Sends it up. Isabella Roberts, number 5 there for the Spartans, against number 5, Mackenzie Scholes. Again, number 5 and number 5. Isabella Roberts, Mackenzie Schultz, sent out by the Papermakers. Last touched, inbound throw, tried to get to Ruby Salbago, and the Papermakers send it out. 8:23 left or 8:23 lapsed time here at Titan Stadium. Number 10, Danny Nett, turns the corner for the Papermakers, tries to send it up, broken up by number 14, Maddie Westermeyer, And now number 2, Kayla Worth, over to number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. And into the secondary, hang on, nope, and they break it up and send it out. Maddie Westermeyer, 14, going after it, out of bounds, last touch by the Spartans, inbound throw, number 11, Delaney Schultz. Delaney Schultz, number 11 for the Papermakers, over to number 5, Mackenzie Schultz, and one of the Papermakers, and then a header off of number 2, and they send it out of bounds. I think it was Sydney Foot that sent it out last touch, so the Papermakers will get the inbound throw. Let's adjust this a little bit here. Okay, throw in, excuse me, I gotta use the right, inbound throw, it's obvious, so throw in. Okay, number 11, Delaney Schultz, intended, or a header off of 14, Katie Benke, and they send it out. I think that was Samantha Captain. Okay, so sent out the sideline, inbound throw in, a lot of activity over there, and centered it, and Aaron Shellhorn sends it out. Last touch by the Spartans, inbound throw, Delaney Schultz. Again, you're watching Oshkosh Media Live TV, Oshkosh North Girls Soccer Varsity, the only sports on local cable. And Kimberly takes it up. Got a good passing game here. Number 2, Kayla Worth, over to number 10, Danny Nett. Now some back and forth. And Carly Kumblex tried to lead pass to Caitlin Hawley. Number 7 comes over with it, Megan Degassi. And then over to number 23 on that far side, Elsie Twombly. 23 on the wing, trying to turn the corner. Takes a shot blocked by number 12. That's Samantha Captain, and out of bounds. Okay, several substitutions. We'll try to pick up the PA announcer. Sydney Foot sends it up to, Aaron Shellhorn was over there. And here come the Spartans. Caitlin Hawley, lead pass to Addie Schmitz. And it's sent out of bounds by the Papermakers. Last touched by the Papermakers. So inbound throw in. Maddie Westermeyer, 14. And Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz trying to maneuver around. Addie Schmitz, again, is number 3 for the Spartans. Over to Sydney Foot. Taken away. And then now taken away by number 3 up to number 8. 3 is Jenna Zanzig. 8 is Alex Rossler. And broken up by Maddie Westermeyer. And sent flying and out the end line. I believe Sydney Foot, number 2 for the Spartans, with a goal kick. Gets it up to about the 30-yard line of football. And number 2 sends it down. That's Kayla Worth. And Carly Cumberland going over there, but now Kayla Worth intended for number 8, Alexis Rossler. Alex Pasquarella hit it off of Alexis Rossler. So the throw in by Alex Pasquarella to it was intended for Sydney Foot, but went to Kayla Worth of the Papermakers. And here comes Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz sends it up to Carly Cumberland, back to Addie Schmitz. Number 3, Jenna Zanzig sends it back. And Sydney Kniffel tried to get a foot on it. Last touched by the Papermakers, throw in by Sydney Foot. 13-16 left, or 13-16 lapse time in this first half. Takes a shot, lead pass, and goalkeeper for the Papermakers, Brittany Newberg, I believe, or Lauren Jacobs. I'll have to find out later. At least they'll give both credit. And that goal kick went to midfield. And Papermakers were a little quicker there. The race is on. Maddie Westermeyer, and centered it, nobody there, and Alex Pasquarella clears over to number 14, but now I think that's 15, Aaron Shellhorn on that far side. So last touched by the Papermakers. Throw in will be the Spartans. Over to intended for Caitlin Hawley, but broken up by number 11, Delaney Schultz. And back to number 7, Megan Degassi. Over to number 2 for the Papermakers, Kayla Worth. She's got a couple of guns over there. Little shove off by Aaron Shellhorn by one of the Papermakers, and Carly Kumberleck sends it. Hit one of the Papermakers, number 2, Kayla Worth. Maddie Westermeyer, 14. Oh, broken up. Another one of the pass broken up there. Number 8 tries to turn the corner, and Maddie Westermeyer, 14, sends it up to Carly Kumberleck, 24. Carly at the football 40-yard line, looking for somebody. She's got, oops, and went out of bounds. Pass was intended for, I believe, Aaron Shellhorn. Again, it's kind of far. So here come the Papermakers. Again, they're leading 1-0. Pass over to number 5, Mackenzie Schultz. Gets it in that far corner. Maddie Westmeyer tries to break it up, and again breaks it up and kept in by the Papermakers. Centered. And here come intercepted again. And Alex Pascarella clears. Number 3 sends it up, and Alyssa Lee gets there first. Alyssa Lee, goalkeeper for the Spartans. And she kicks it kind of with the wind to the 46 football yard. Caitlin Hawley. Oops. And a penalty on either number 11 or 16. I didn't see that. Delaney Schultz or Rachel Sanderfoot. So, Sydney Foot will come for the kick at the football 47-yard line. And let's see who's all down there. Aaron Shellhorn, Addie Schmitz, Carly Kumberleck, Caitlin Hawley, off of Isabella Roberts. And the Papermakers do a header, and Addie Schmitz giving chase. Oh, but the Papermakers come up with it, slow it down, wait for the teammates. That's 8, Alexis Rustler. Sends it back to number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. And over to now number 16, Caitlin Hawley tried to break up that pass to number 3, Jenna Zanzig from Rachel Sanderfoot, 16. I think there was Eddie Schmitz who tried to get it to center, but again, a lot of back and forth. And Sydney Foot, number 7. Sydney Foot looking for somebody, sends it up. Caitlin Hawley trying to race. The race is on, and it sends it up and out of bounds. Last touched by number 15. Okay, some substitutions, but last touched by Riley Lam-Arande, number 15, for the Papermakers. So Alex Pascarella inbound throw to Caitlin Hawley. And Kimberly sends it out. Last touched by the Papermakers. And again, Caitlin Hawley comes up with it, gets it over to Addie Schmitz, sends it back to Alex Pascarella. Alex Pascarella along the sideline, and it's sent to number 7 of the Papermakers, Megan Degassi. A lot of back and forth up to number 8, Alexis Wrestler. Send it back. Number 2, Kayla Worth sends it. That's number 5, Isabella Roberts for the Spartans. And broken up by Sydney Foot over to Addie Schmitz, who just didn't get the right footing. Over along that side, that's number 15, Aaron Shellhorn, defending. I think that's her. Okay. Then up to midfield. 13 comes up with it, Megan Huth for the Papermakers. And they send it over to number, is it 16, Rachel Sanderfoot? And then back. Again, it's kind of hard to see the numbers from way up here in the luxury skybox of Titan Stadium. Along that side there, This side, number 8 back. Oh, lead pass. That was from number 2. So they number 2, Kayla Worth, and then now back into the Papermakers trying to set it up. Addie Schmitz clears up to the 47 football yard. Okay, some Kimberly Papermaker substitutions. So now with the throw in, Kate Benke, number 14. Number 6 sends it overhead, Brooke Lawson. And the Papermakers send it up. Almost broken up by Sydney Foote, but Alex Pascarella sends it up to Caitlin Hawley, a header. Caitlin Hawley again sends it back to Isabella Roberts, number 5, but now number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. Over again, Rachel Sanderfoot to number 2, Kayla Worth. Sydney Foote back to I believe Samantha Captain was the one who broke that up, and the Papermakers send it over along the side to number 14, who sends it at 14 is Katie Benke, to number 6, who tries to turn the corner, Brooke Lawson, and Ruby Selbagle keep putting pressure on, but Papermakers 14 centers it. Alex Pascarella, number 2 came up with it, Kayla Worth, and they send it back. Addie Schmitz, number 3, passes it up, lead pass to Ruby Selbagle, back to Addie Schmitz, who beats her player, sends it up and out of bounds. Last touch by Addie Schmitz, inbound throw will be the Papermakers, throw in. Number 14 is Katie Benke, tried to get to number 6, Brooke Lawson, and let's see, Sammy Captain broke that up. Addie Schmitz, Sammy Captain, header off for one of the Papermakers, number 18 that is, Lexi Huntington. And then now 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. That's 16 and 18. If I made mistakes, sorry about that. Sydney Foote over to Isabella Roberts, number 5, and the Papermakers come up with it. Broken up by Isabella Roberts, that lead pass, but the number 7 comes over with it, Megan Degassi. Megan Degassi sends it along the wing, moving around, trying to break free, takes a shot, and looked for the header, but couldn't make the connection, and they keep it in and out. Last touch by the Papermakers, so a throw-in will be Ruby Selbagle. Last touch by number 2, Kayla Worth. Alex Pascarella, number 16, will do the throw-in. Ruby Selbagle sends it back to Alex Pascarella, who lobs it up, almost touched by number 18, almost touched by number 16, and then Caitlin Hawley comes up with it. Caitlin Hawley with the race on against number 16, goes into the secondary, tries to fake him out. Caitlin Hawley goes ahead to Addie Schmitz. Oh, just the pass wasn't there. Here we'll get a close look at that clock there. 22 minutes, 49 seconds, lapse time. Subtract from 45, so we're about midway through the first half. Again, Kimberly Papermakers in the red, 1. Oshkosh North Spartans, 0. Fox Valley action on this Tuesday, May 5th, at Titan Stadium. Again, weather is better than it has been the last couple days. Welcome to Wisconsin winter. Ooh, the header went the wrong way. Caitlin Hawley trying to maneuver around. Caitlin Hawley, number 13, senior, tried to get it over to Ellie Leader, that is number 9, but couldn't. Now here's number 18, Lexi Huntington, back. And number 7, Megan Degassi, over along the side and hit by number 5 last, Mackenzie Schultz, so the Spartans will get a throw in. Ellie Leader was the intended target, number 9, trying to get caught up with the players here. That's number 14, Maddie Westemeyer, and Kimberly sends it out. With the throw in, tried to lead Erin Shellhorn, but the Papermakers come up with it. I think it was number 13 over to number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot, and turns the corner. Is that Isabel Roberts? Erin Shellhorn to Caitlin Hawley. Lead pass, tried to get on the correct side of her. Addie Schmitz, number 3, takes to shot, but broken up by the Kimberly defense, and they send it out. Last touch by Kimberly, so the throw in, oops. Alex Pasquarella will do the throw in. One of the ball girls threw it a little high there. 24 minutes, 37 seconds lapse time. So about 20 minutes left in the first half. Addie Schmitz outmaneuvers number 2, Kayla Worth, but Kimberly sends it up, and that's number 12, Samantha Captain, Sammy Captain, and back over. Okay, Maddie Westmeyer sends it up to Ruby Salbago, and Ruby keeps it in, touched by number 14 of the Papermakers, Katie Benke. Caitlin Hawley trying to get down there, broken up by the Papermakers. Intended for number 6, Brooke Lawson. And Addie Schmidt sends it back to Alex Pasquarella. Over to Ruby Salbago. Addie Schmidt sends it forward and couldn't get there in time. A lot of substitutions for the Kimberly Papermakers. And there you see the clock. Continuous running. So throw in by the number 3, let's back it up a little bit here, and last touch by Addie Schmitz. So number 3 again, Jenna Zanzig will throw in. I think that's to number 8, and she's the last one to touch it. So the Spartans gain a little field position. Ruby Salbago over to Addie Schmitz, try to get into the corner. The race is on. Caitlin Hawley saves it in the corner. Caitlin Hawley, nope, back to Ruby Salbago, takes a shot, and just bent the wrong way. Saved by the goalkeeper for Papermakers, Addie Schmitz, going up against number 8, Alexis Ressler. Ellie Leader sends it to Caitlin Hawley. She moves around. Ellie Leader, broken up. That's number 15, and she sends it way out of bounds. But, okay, number 15, Riley Lamberandi, and last touched by the Papermakers. So I believe Aaron Shellhorn way on that far side with the throw-in. Intended, and that's a penalty on Addie Schmitz, who ran into number 11, Delaney Schultz. So they'll get the kick right now. I'll try to give you the name of the player and number for the Papermakers. And she sends it up. Number 5, Isabella Roberts, tried to break it up, but I think that's 23, Elsie Twombly, trying to maneuver around the corner. And Alyssa Lee with the save. Alyssa Lee, goaltender. Alyssa Lee sends it up with the wind, halfway, right to midfield. Number 9 does a header, Olivia Thompson. And I think that's Aaron Shellhorn. Again, we're quite a ways away. And here comes Caitlin Hawley. Addie Schmitz takes a shot and over. Here we'll get a shot at the clock there. 28 minutes lapse time. Subtract from 45. So, okay, number 3 with the goal kick, Jenna Zanzig. 0 is Brittany Newberg. I think she's the goaltender for the Papermakers. Caitlin Hawley trying to maneuver around, broken up by number 9, Olivia Thompson. Aaron Shellhorn, Ellie Leader, back, and the Papermakers. Good pass there to number 8, Alexis Ressler, trying to keep it inbound. She does. Alex Pasquarella breaks it up, gives it to Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz over to Isabella Roberts, number 5. Isabella Roberts, Ellie Leader trying to turn it over to Alex Pasquarella. Sends it up, but the Papermakers break it up. Ruby Salbago giving chase there, Ellie Leader, and back to midfield. Aaron Shellhorn trying to break it up, and that's number 10 is Haley Huseman back in the lineup. Sorry about that. I didn't see her brace on. Ellie Leader takes a shot, and just wide. Again, several substitutions, but number 14, Katie Benke for the Papermakers with the goal kick. 29-40. 5 left, broken up by Ellie Leader. Tried to turn the corner. Caitlin Hawley there, and they send it out of bounds. Number 9 or 13, last one to touch it, Olivia Thompson or Megan Huth. Inbound or throw in. Inbound throw in. Ellie Leader. Ellie Leader takes a shot and ooh, save. The keeper makes hit. Erin Shellhorn hit that. Sydney Foote, Maddie Westmeyer. Erin Shellhorn gets muscled out of the play by number 23, Elsie Twombly. Now here come the Papermakers, number 8. Over to number 6. 8 is Brooke Lawson. 8 is Alexis Ressler. 6 is Brooke Lawson. And back. I think that's Maddie Westmeyer gives it to Erin Shellhorn. And here come, it could be Ellie Leader too. Number 9 over to Addie Schmitz. Centered it. Caitlin Hawley, can she take a shot? And she does, and Oshkosh North scores. Caitlin Hawley puts them on the board. Ties her up. I believe Addie Schmitz with the assist. 1-1, Oshkosh North, Kimberly Papermakers. Number 23 with the kickoff. Number 10 was right there too. 23, Elsie Twombly, 10. And we got a penalty. And go ahead and take a look at Coach Youngworth doing push-ups for that goal. Okay. Let the coach have it. Jim Youngworth, head coach of the Oshkosh North Spartans, several years now. Last year took them to sectional final where they lost to Homestead, which I think was the eventual champion. Missed the header. Caitlin Hawley, and she back and forth. Addie Schmitz. Addie sends it over to Alex Pascarella. Alex Pascarella back to Addie Schmitz. Good pass, trying to turn around. Number 17, I'm sorry, that's Addie Verstegen. Sorry about that. These ponytails there, you cannot see the numbers. Maddie Westemeyer sends it up. Ellie Leader is there, sends it back. Strategic move back to Maddie Westemeyer. Down, that was Aaron pass. Danny Net, number 10, sends it up, and the race is on, Oh no, and a goal. Okay, Kimberly gets a 2-1 lead. Marginal call. Okay, Elsie Twombly with, I think, the second goal. So Kimberly 2, Oshkosh North 1. Maddie Westmeyer over along that far side. It was just a marginal play there. That's number 17, Hattie Verstegen. Allison Lee tried to get there beforehand and takes a shot and just out the end line. Out the end line. So last touch. Corner kick and goes out of bounds. So the Spartans trailing 2-1 here at J.J. Keller Field. 33 minutes, 41 seconds of lapse time, subtract from 45 is time remaining in this first half. Sydney Foote, number 2, with the goal kick. Tries to get it up to Ruby Salbago. Who touched it? I don't know. Kimberly must have touched it. So the throw-in will be Ruby Salbago, good field position at the 44 football yard. Caitlin Hawley sends it back. Went off of one of the Kimberly players, 17 again is Hattie Verstegen. Number 12, Samantha Captain sent that up and over along that far side. 13 is Megan Huth for Papermakers, up to number 2, Kayla Worth, up to Caitlin Hawley. Caitlin Hawley being defended by number 7, lets everybody get there and blocked. Possible hand touch. Possible. 34 minutes, 52 seconds, so it looks like the Spartans will get a free kick. Sydney Foote. And the kick by Sydney Foote, and save by Kimberly. No rebound. Caitlin Hawley tried to get the rebound, missed by Hattie Verstegen, and here comes the Papermakers. 35 minutes, 23 seconds left. Kept in by Alex Pascarella, Ruby Salvago, Addie Schmitz, number 3, moving up, looking for somebody, takes a shot, and out the end line. 35 minutes, 40 seconds. So they get a goal kick here by number 3, Jenna Zanzig. Here, I'll quickly get over to the scoreboard so you can see it. Papermakers 2, Spartans 1. Okay. Number 3 again, Jenna Zanzig sends it up. Caitlin Hawley, just missed it. And that was number 23, Elsie Twombly, who sent it up to number 10. Danny Nett, to number 5, which is Mackenzie Schultz, and out the end line. Last touched by the Papermakers, so Sydney Foote with the goal kick. Sydney Foote, number 2, sends it along the side. I think that was for Erin Shellhorn, sends it back. Sydney Foote, back over to Maddie Westermeyer, 14, along that far side. Over to Addie Schmitz, number 3. Over to Alex Pascarella, number 16. Alex Pascarella sends it up to Caitlin Hawley, defended by number 7. Megan Degassi sends it up, intended for Erin Shellhorn, 15. Addie Schmitz comes up with it, sends it way downfield. And that is going to go out the end line. Last touch by the Spartans, so they'll get a goal kick. Here we'll send it over to the clock there, 37 minutes, lapse time. So I think that's number 3, Jenna Zanzig with the goal kick. Again, wind is changing to the north. That could hurt later on, but only 10 miles per hour. So Ellie Leader with the header. And here comes, broken up by Erin Shellhorn, number 15. Now number 7 has it, Megan Degassi. Megan Degassi sends it up along that far side. Can't see the number. And this one, Erin Shellhorn, back and forth. Now Kimberly intended for number 10. Danny Nett, and over to number 2. She turns the corner. Kayla Worth. A header. Addie Schmitz got banged, so there'll be a kick here. Penalty. So Sydney Foote places the ball on the football 15-yard line up to Sydney Kniffel. Over. It's stolen away. Nope. Number 3, Jenna Zanzig gives it to number 23, Elsie Twombly. Number 23 almost broke it up. No. Okay, and Hattie Verstegen. I think that Alex Pascarella sends it out. Last touch by the Spartans. So the throw-in would be number 10, Danny Nett, to. I think that was Addie Schmitz, and sent out of bounds, last touched by the Spartans. So the throw in, number 10, off of number 5, Isabella Roberts, and Caitlin Hawley touched it, but now number 3, she sent up, possible offside. Offside. Offside it is. Sydney Foot then with the kick. 39 minutes, 30 seconds left. Here, the Fox Valley action. Kimberly, red uniform, dark trunks, right to left, defending the south. Spartans, white uniforms, dark trunks, left to right, defending the north goal. Over to number 2, Kayla Worth. To Ellie Leader. Caitlin Hawley tried to have a pass up there. Now Elsie Twombly sends it back. That was Isabella Roberts. Ellie Leader. Maddie Westemeyer over to Ellie Leader along the far side. Ellie Leader's got Caitlin Hawley there. Moves around, tries to find somebody. Centers it, hits number 16. Addie Schmitz was there though, but 16 is Rachel Sanderfoot and sent out of bounds. Last touch by the Papermakers. Throw in by I believe Ellie Leader. Again, kind of far over there. Ellie Leader right there. No, couldn't get there in time, and here come the Papermakers. 40 minutes, 39 seconds. Up to, that's number 23, over to number 10. 23, Elsie Twombly. 10 is Danny Nett. Ellie Leader got her foot on it, and then number 7, Megan Degassi. And she sends it out of bounds. Last touch by the Papermakers. Inbound throw, Maddie Westemeyer, number 14, or throw in. Caitlin Hawley tried to get a header, and it goes back into the defensive secondary of the Papermakers. Up to number 2, Kayla Worth, and then I believe that's number 9, Ellie Leader, that sent it up. Now over to number 16, over to number 18. 16 is Rachel Sanderfoot, 18 Lexi Huntington. Back to Erin Shellhorn, over to Caitlin Hawley, number 13, and along that side, sends it up. Oh, pass for Addie Schmitz, couldn't get there in time. And touched by the Papermakers, so the throw-in will be Erin Shellhorn to Ellie Leader, and she centers it. No rebound. Back. Ellie Leader, number 9, back to Maddie Westemeyer. Maddie Westemeyer, gets shoved by Elsie Twombly. That, I believe, was Erin Shellhorn getting shoved. Again, that's along that far side. Out of bounds, last touch by the Papermakers, so the throw-in. Erin Shellhorn, out of bounds, last touched by the Spartans, so they'll get a goal kick. Who's going to do the goal kick? 0-0, Brittany Newbert. 42 minutes, 36 seconds left. I'll quickly go over there to the clock. 42, so about 3 minutes left. Up, touch and a penalty. The Papermakers get another kick along that far side at the 32-yard line, and she sends it up to number 23, Elsie Twombly. And here come the Papermakers, and Alyssa Lee comes out for to get the ball saved. Okay, Alyssa Lee, Spartan goalkeeper. Up to, intended for Ellie Leader, but Papermakers get there. Number 23 again, Elsie Twombly. Over to number 2, Kayla Worth. Over to number 10, Danny Nett. Erin Shellhorn, Caitlin Hawley, 13. Over to Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz trying to maneuver around, looking for somebody. Addie Schmitz sends it over to Alex Pascarella, back and broken up by the Papermakers. I believe that is number 10, Danny Nett, out of bounds, last touched by the Spartans. Inbound throw in by number 3, Jenna Zanzig. 1 minute left in the first half. 1 minute. Sydney Foot sends it downfield. Caitlin Hawley gets into position, sends it over to Erin Shellhorn, to Addie Schmitz, trying to get something there. Over to number 14, Katie Benke of the Papermakers. Addie Schmitz, number 3. Addie Schmitz Again, we got to have the camera back enough so the coach can look at how the plays develop. Number 3, Jenna Zanzig, over to Alex Pascarilla. Yeah. And they send it back. Sammy Captain, number 12. I think that was Eddie Schmidt sent it over to Maddie Westermeyer, tries to stop it a little bit. And number 16 comes up with it for the Papermakers along that far side. Sydney Foot, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the end of the first half.
Should I talk into this?
Yes. Just you don't have. Just keep it close to you.
Okay.
You're fine.
Oh, I go?
Yep.
First and last?
Yes.
Okay, Addie Schmitz. I'm a senior and I play center mid.
Very good. Face the camera.
Sydney Foot. I'm a sophomore and I play defense.
Be excited,
How
Kate.
close? Like
You're fine. Yep, that's fine.
I'm Kate Krasinski. I'm a junior and I'm a goalkeeper.
Yep, you're fine.
Erin Shellhorn, I'm a sophomore and I play midfield.
I'm Sammy Captain. I'm a senior and I play defense.
I'm Lindsay Kniffel. I'm a freshman and I play midfield.
I'm Alex Pascarella. I'm a freshman and I play defense.
My name's Maddie Westmeyer. I'm a senior and I play defense. I'm Hattie Verstegen. I'm a freshman and I play midfield.
Ruby Salvago, junior, outside midfield.
I'm Isabella Roberts. I'm a senior and I play defensive mid.
I'm Ellie Leader. I'm a sophomore and I play forward. I'm Carly Kumbalik, junior, forward.
My name's Sydney Kniffel. I'm a junior. I play defense and midfield.
I'm Megan Schulte. I'm a sophomore and I play defense.
I'm Alyssa Lee. I'm a sophomore and I play goalkeeper.
That's everybody for that.
Wait, name?
Yep.
You're in school position. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm Caitlin Hawley. I'm a senior and I'm a forward.
Great job.
Start of the second half here at J.J. Keller Field. The Spartans trailing to the Kimberly Papermakers 2-1. Both teams switch ends now. Oshkosh North, white jerseys, black trunks, defending the south goal. Caitlin Hawley trying to maneuver around. Caitlin Hawley takes a shot. Oh, hit in the face. Number 13, who bounces back, takes another shot, and just wide. Just wide. That was Addie Schmitz who took that shot. Number 13, they got hit in the face, Megan Huth. Okay, get a goal kick here. Timeout, injury timeout. Okay, goal kick by Kimberly. Number 13, injury timeout, had to go out. So number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot, over to number 2, Kayla Worth. Number 3, Jenna Zanzig. Again, up to Maddie Westmeyer, sends it up to Caitlin Hawley. Caitlin Hawley trying to turn the corner, trying to turn, being defended, maneuvers around, takes, another shot into one of the players. And a header by number 11 and out the end line. Delaney Schultz, okay, so we'll get a goal kick now. Last touch by the Spartans. Goal kick by Kimberly. Again, this is with the wind. Wind is out of the northwest. So, up to, oh no, Caitlin Hawley tried to break it up. Caitlin Hawley again tried to break it up. She does. Comes up with it, maneuvers around, sends it, and a shot save by Brittany Newberg. Goalkeeper for Papermakers. Goal kick now, and with the wind goes to midfield. Midfield, good kick. Isabella Roberts, and then now number 10, Danny Nett for the Papermakers. Danny Nett, and out, last touched by the Papermakers, so the throw-in will be the Spartans. No, this is a penalty kick. Penalty kick. I think Addie Schmidt's number 3, or Alex Pascarella. Again, it's dark here now. Erin Shellhorn tried to put her foot on it. Caitlin Hawley maneuvers around her player number 7, who went down. Trying to look for somebody to pass to, getting it downfield. Again, trying to play for position, gets shoved off, takes a shot, save. Brittany Newbert, save. Again, Kimberly 2, Oshkosh North 1. You're watching Oshkosh Media, City Cable 2, Time Warner Sports, your only sports on local cable in Oshkosh. Okay, over to the sideline. That's number 16. Sends it back to number 11. 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. 11, Delaney Schultz. And save, Alyssa Lee. Ooh. Alyssa Lee with the goal kick into the wind a little bit. Gets up to the 38-yard line of football as a marker. Caitlin Hawley trying to maneuver around and out of bounds and touched by Caitlin Hawley last, so the Papermakers get a throw in. Sends it back. Here comes the Papermakers. Over intended for number 5. She turns around and a save, Alyssa Lee. There's 48 minutes, 55 seconds of lapsed time. And number 11. Okay, along that far side. I think it's Ruby Selbago trying to maneuver around. Erin Shellhorn, I believe that is, or Haley Houston, I can't tell. Caitlin Hawley tried to break it up, and good passing by the Papermakers up to number 23, Elsie Twombly. Elsie Twombly, no penalty. Back. Ruby Selbago was in the area. They sent a header, makes a mistake, save, Alyssa Lee. 9 minutes, 48 seconds left. Papermakers 2, Spartans 1. And up to midfield, I believe that's Carly Kumbelek. Carly, 24, trying to turn around. Oops, stolen by the Papermakers. Number 7, I believe that's Megan Digest. Over to 7, Sydney Foote. Gets muscled out by number 11, Delaney Schultz. And here come the Papermakers. A little more aggressive this half. Back and forth. I believe that is Isabella Roberts. Sends it up, and Carly Kumbelek is there. Nope, can't. And she sends, the Papermakers send it out of bounds. So the throw in by Sydney Kniffel, number 7 of the Spartans. Caitlin Hawley, just muscled out by number 11, Delaney Schultz. Sends it up to midfield off of number 5, Mackenzie Schultz. And Sydney Foote, get muscled out by number 5, Mackenzie Schultz. It's a non-contact sport, but broken up by Isabella Roberts, number 5. Ruby Selbago, she gets muscled out of the play. And Papermakers send it up. Sydney Foote defending. Maddie Westermeyer trying to get in there, but number 16 comes up with it. 16 maneuvering, sends it back, and they send it back to number 11. She centers it. Sydney Foote tried to get in there. Nope. They're trying to center it to number 5. Does Sydney Foote breaks it up, number 2. Over to number 3. I believe that is. Jenna Zanzig centers, takes a shot. Oh, wide to the left. So last touch by the Papermakers. So the Spartans get a goal kick. 51 minutes, 52 seconds lapse time. Papermakers 2, Spartans 1. Goal kick by number 2, Sydney Foote. Again, just the wind has died down. Very slight wind out of the north, if that. That's Isabella Roberts, Addie Schmitz trying to defend. Twombly, number 23, Elsie. She takes a shot and out the end line. Alyssa Lee going back to get it. But it looks like Sydney Foote will do the corner kick. So let's take a look at the clock right there. 52 minutes, 34 seconds. Subtract from 90 is time remaining here in the second half. Back it up here. Adjust it a little bit. Sydney Foote. Oops, and sent out. Last touched by, I believe that was Sydney Foote, number 7. Inbound throw number 11, or throw-in number 11 for the Papermakers, Delaney Schultz. Carly Kumbelek. Oh, penalty on Carly Kumbelek. It seems like they're calling it on the Spartans. Okay, so number 11 with the penalty kick, Delaney Schultz sends it up to a header, advanced, and a save by Alyssa Lee. That header was 23, Elsie Twombly. Okay. That was Isabella Roberts who sent it up, and now along that far, turning the corner, trying to center, defended by Addie Schmitz, blocked by Sydney Foote, and over along the far side, Ruby Salbago. Ruby Salbago up to Addie Schmitz, number 3, Addie Schmitz, back to Ruby Salbago, up to Addie Schmitz, good play, and sends it along, takes their player out, Addie Schmitz, Caitlin Hawley along the side, Carly Kumbelek, Addie Schmitz takes a shot, save. Brittany Newbert, goalkeeper for the Papermakers. Okay, 54 minutes, 15 seconds lapse time, subtract from 90 is time remaining. With hardly any wind, gets it up to midfield to one of the Papermakers. Isabella Roberts going against number 23, Elsie Twombly, and back. I think that's number 7, Megan Digest. I want to say digest, so I pronounce it right, but digest. Ruby Salbago defending, and Sydney Foote trying to, oh man, look at the pushing and shoving, and last touch by the Papermakers, so Sydney Foote will get the goal kick. Again, look at the clock there, 55 minutes lapse time, subtract from 90 is time remaining. Spartans trailing 2-1. Caitlin Hawley, ooh, can she turn the corner? Caitlin Hawley, can she maneuver around, takes a shot, oh, save. Brittany Newbert. It was deflected, but still, shot on goal. 55-23 left. Kimberly Papermakers, left to right, 2. Oshkosh North Spartans, white uniforms, dark trunks, 1. Titan Stadium, Tuesday, May 5th. You're watching the only sports on local cable. Number 11, Delaney Schultz, over to, I think that was Hattie Verstegen. Number 23, Elsie Twombly, and then back into the Papermakers. And Addie Schmitz sends it off to the side. Oh man, taken out, penalty against the Papermakers. Didn't get the number there, but that was just a collision. Sydney Foote. Just again a slight wind out of the northwest. Sends it over to Ruby Salbago, number 1, missed the pass, and up come the Papermakers. Again, number 10 sends it up to number 9. Number 10 is Danny Nett, 9 is Livia Thompson. Spartans trying to break it up over there along that far side. Centers it, and That was Ruby, no, I think it was Hattie Verstegen, 17. And back to Alyssa Lee. 50, here we'll get the clock there, 56:40 time lapsed. A header by number 23 of the Papermakers. Gets over to, send out a bounce by Maddie Westermeyer, 14, last touch. Inbound, or throw in, substitutions. Okay, throw in by number 11, Delaney Schultz of the Papermakers. Number 23, Twombly, taken out of the play. Nope, trying to get taken out of the play. Maneuvers around. And out, last touched by the Spartans. Possible injury. Nope. Okay, number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot with the corner kick. So it was last touched by the Spartans. There you see the time, 57 minutes and 59 seconds remaining, or lapse time. So subtract from 90 time remaining. Centered, header, goal! Off of, I think that was number 23, Twombly. Yes, it was. So the tallest player got the header, and not a lot that can be done. Papermakers 3, Spartans 1. Okay, number 23, Elsie Twombly. I think she's gotten all 3 goals for the Papermakers. Is it Bella Roberts passed that back along that far side, sends it up. And Addie Schmidt's trying to race over, but the Papermakers send it out. I think last touched by Lexi Huntington, 18. So the Spartans will get the throw in back, and Papermakers move it up. Addie Schmitz to Carly Cumberleck, just couldn't connect there, and here come the Papermakers back. Nope. Number 11 is, that's Ruby Salbago. Isabella Roberts trying to break it up, but number 10 comes up with it. Danny Nett for the Papermakers. She's got a couple players along the side. Sends it, good pass. Breaking free. Can she break it up? Good break up by Sydney Foote. Up to Addie Schmitz, number 3. Trying to maneuver around number 7. Over along the side to Healy Huseman, I believe. Caitlin Hawley trying to turn the corner. She does. Trying to get a shot off. Trip and a penalty on the Papermakers. One on one. I guess it's a one-on-one penalty shot here. Everybody's got to stand back. Caitlin Hawley, victim. Caitlin Hawley, one-on-one against Brittany Newbert. Here's where they separate the women from the girls. 59-52 remaining on this lapse time. Subtract from 90. Here it is. No, I guess. Okay, Caitlin Hawley with the penalty shot. Let's see, I don't know, there's a substitution. 11 moving out is Delaney Schultz. They gotta play their position. So it's just one-on-one. One-on-one. Caitlin Hawley. So it's like a penalty shot in hockey. She was just muscled out and save by Brittany Newbert. Okay. Addie Schmitz sends it up, broken up by the paper makers, up to number 10, misjudged it, Danny Net, and Sydney Foot over to number 6, Brooke Lawson, over along the side, and broken up. Spartans, nope, last touched by the Spartans, so the throw-in will be, I think, number 11, Delaney Schultz. Nope, they give it, advance it up to that, and then a substitution for the paper makers. 60 minutes, 48 seconds lapse time, subtract from 90, time remaining. Spartans come up with it, over to number 10. Aaron Shellhorn there. Caitlin Hawley. Ooh, good play. Sends it back to Aaron Shellhorn, number 15. Up to Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz. Caitlin Hawley. We're running out of battery here. And out of bounds. Okay, just missed like 10 seconds there. Technical difficulties, as they say in the cable TV trade. Number 16 for the paper makers. Rachel Sanderfoot sends it, and a save by Alyssa Lee. 62 minutes, 17 seconds lapse time, subtract from 90, time remaining. Over to Aaron Shellhorn, header, and number 16 comes up with it, Rachel Sanderfoot for the paper makers. Tries to center it. Okay. And they send it over along the side, but kept in by the paper. Oh, barely kept in. Number 14, Katie Benke, over to number 8, Alexis Wrestler, centered it. Couldn't find the connection, and they have to regroup. Send it over, and here comes, I believe that's Isabella Roberts. Sends it, saved by Alyssa Lee. Kept it, out, and that'll be a corner kick, I believe, last touch by Alyssa Lee. So, there you see the clock, 63-19 lapse time. Okay, corner kick. Went out the end line, last touch by Alyssa Lee of the Spartans. So, here's a corner kick by number 16. Last time, couldn't do it. Last time the tallest player got that and put her in the goal. So, goal kick. Sydney Foot will do that. Again, the wind has died down. Spartans are trailing 3-1 to the Kimberly Papermakers. Watching Oshkosh Media, Life TV, City Cable 2, Time Warner, the only sports on local cable. Aaron Shellhorn, number 15, maneuvers around. Tries to get to Caitlin Hawley, who also maneuvers around. Being chased by number 6, sends it up to Carly Kondalek. Carly sends it over to Haley Huseman, number 10, being shoved by number 11, Delaney Schultz, back. Caitlin Hawley, again, able to maneuver around. And the Papermakers come up with it. Send it up to, that's Maddie Westemeyer trying to keep possession. Good move out, last touched by Maddie Westemeyer. Good defense by number 8, Alexis Wrestler. Number 16 doing the throw-in, Rachel Sanderfoot, the Papermakers. Let's see where she's going to try. She's sending it upfield. Maddie Westemeyer, last time, good advancing. Maddie Westemeyer tried to keep it in, but couldn't. So again, same throw-in behind the equipment there. Can't see the number, but the same person. Header, Maddie Westemeyer, back out. So they pick up another few yards. Number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot, sends it over to, I think it was number 2, Kayla Worth, and out of bounds. Last touch by the Papermakers. Inbound throw, Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz over to Caitlin Hawley. Caitlin Hawley being defended by number 7, Megan DeGast. to Jess. Caitlin Hawley again maneuvering around. Caitlin Hawley trying to draw the foul. Oh no, and intended for Aaron Shellhorn, 15. Brittany Newbert, goalkeeper, comes up with it. Brittany Newbert with the goal kick, 65-45. Lapse time, subtract from 90, so that's 25 minutes, I don't know. Back along that side, Haley Huseman. Nope, no penalty on her. Delaney Schultz, number 11. Now the inbound throw to number 6, Brooke Lawson. Over to number, I think that's 8, advancing it. Two players send it off to the side on the wing, regrouping. Oh, there's number 6 and broken up by Sydney Foote. Addie Schmitz, tried to get it to Aaron Shellhorn, but now the Papermakers come back. Again, that's number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. Over Carly Kumbelek, Aaron Shellhorn. Caitlin Hawley being defended by number 15, Riley Lam Arande. Over to Carly Kumbelek. Carly maneuvering around, sends it over to, I believe that's Haley Houston. Can he get there? Out of bounds, last touched by the Spartans. Broken up by Addie Schmidt, sends it up to, okay. No, that was Hattie to Addie. Sorry about that. Hattie Verstegen to Addie Schmitz. Aaron Scheller defending against number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. Over. And a penalty on probably the Spartans. Yes, penalty on the Spartans. Possible injury. Okay, penalty kick by the Papermakers. Let's see their intended targets. 16, 18, 6, and 8. And, just out the end line. Just wide. So, Papermakers last one to touch it. Here, let's take a look at the clock there. And adjust back. Oops, got to adjust it again. So Sydney Foote for the Spartans with the goal kick. Again, a negligible win. She sends it up to Addie Schmitz, over to Aaron Shellhorn. Aaron Shellhorn, number 15, sends it up to Caitlin Hawley. Good pass. Caitlin Hawley trying to get around number 7 and does. Number 7 and Caitlin Hawley still with it. Maneuvers around, trying to draw the foul. Penalty again on the Papermakers. Drew the foul. Gotta stand back. Gotta stand back. Okay. Again, last time Brittany Newbert was it, and here's the kick. And, just over. Sydney Foote did the penalty kick. Okay. Well, drew the foul. Okay, 69 minutes, 25 seconds lapse time, subtract from 90. So that is about 20 minutes left in the second half here at Titan Stadium. Caitlin Hawley tried to get it and does. Caitlin Hawley, nope. And Papermakers clear to midfield. Touched by Isabella Roberts, number 5. And to number 16, Rachel Sanderfoot. Rachel Sanderfoot over to number 14, Katie Benke. And over to number 8, centers it. Nobody there. Tall one over to Aaron Shellhorn. Got her head in there. Addie Schmitz trying to get over to Ellie Leader, number 9. Ellie Leader, and Aaron Shellhorn comes up with it. Up to Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz, and off of Kimberly Papermaker, number 7. Substitution. Okay, the throw in by Addie Schmitz, last touch by Megan DeGast. Okay, looks like it. Trying to maneuver around, and the Papermakers steal it. Send it up to hit off of number 20, and that's Courtney Rammer. Now number 9, Ellie Leader takes a shot, trying to end out the end line. No chance for rebound. So last touched by, I believe, Ellie Leader. So the goal kick will be by the Papermakers. I'll try to get that number later on. Up, hit number 7 in the head, Megan DeGast. And Caitlin Hawley again trying to maneuver around, trying to draw that foul. Ooh, good. Between the legs and out of bounds. Last touched by the Papermakers inbound throw by number 7, Sydney Kniffel. And a save by Brittany Newbert. Brittany Newbert with the goal kick, 71:49 lapse time. Subtract from 90, time remaining. That was number 17, Hattie Verstegen, trying to get at it. That's number 18, Lexi Huntington, and back. Ellie Leader, number 9, over to Hattie Verstegen. Errant pass. Don't Papermakers come up with it along that far side. Okay, here come the Papermakers now, along that far side. She's got 20 and 60. Broken up by Sydney Foote. Broken up and send it up to Ruby Salbago. Ruby Salbago, and then now sends it back. Papermakers have it. Man, a couple. The ball is still in play. Sydney Foote, I think. Again, the numbers are hard to read here at night. Back up to Addie Schmitz, number 3. Addie Schmitz racing through. Nope, and broken up by the Papermakers again. Hattie Verstegen, 17, tried to get a header on it, misjudged it, but could have been with the slight wind here on the side. On the wing, trying to break through, does, and and a goal! Just caught the corner. Alyssa Lee went out to get it. Number 5, Mackenzie Schultz with the goal. Okay, Mackenzie Schultz, number 5, gets goal number 4 for the Papermakers. Sydney Foote sends it over. Just up to Ellie Leader. Oops, out of play there. Eddie Schmitz to Ruby Salbago. Nope, Caitlin Hawley couldn't put the foot on it, and Kimberly clears. Up to Maddie Westemeyer, takes it up to Caitlin Hawley, tries to maneuver around. Number 7, Sydney Foote. Nope. Ellie Leader centers it. Nobody there. Caitlin Hawley put her foot on it, and they clear. I think it was number 7, Megan DeGast. And here comes the Papermakers. Sends it up to, broken up. It was intended for number 20, Courtney Rammer. And number 16 sends it up. That's Rachel Sanderfoot. Back. I believe that's Hattie Verstegen up to, led a lot to Caitlin Hawley, but over to Ellie Leader. Addie Schmitz sends it over to Ruby Salbago on the wing. Can she outrun it? No. Brittany Newbert comes up with the save. 74 minutes, 40 seconds of lapse time. Subtract from 90, so about 15 minutes left. Spartans trailing 4-1. Over along that far side. Papermakers getting through again, and hit the side of the net. So there's the clock right there. 75 minutes, 21 seconds lapse time. So less than 15 minutes to go in the game. Spartans trailing 4-1. Okay, Sydney Foot, F-O-O-T, with the goal kick. Ruby Salbago up to Addie Schmitz, sends it along the wing to Ruby Salbago, out. Last touch by the Spartans, so the Papermakers will get the throw in. Hit one of the Kimberly players, so inbound or the throw in by the Spartans, and the Papermakers come up with it. Again, Kimberly 4, Oshkosh North 1. Late in the second half here at Titan Stadium, Sydney Foot advances it, tries to get it. Missed Addie Schmitz, number 16. Then Rachel Sanderfoot over to number 10, Danny Nett. Along that far side, they center it. Sydney Foot breaks it up. Got the rebound. Oh! Hattie Verstegen, I guess, with the penalty. So they'll get a penalty kick was within the box. Penalty kick. This is now the second one of the game. And a goal. So the Papermakers get their 5th goal on that penalty kick. Okay, with the kickoff, Ellie Leader or Caitlin Hawley. Over to number 7, Sydney Foot. Sends it back to Maddie Westemeyer. That was at the 76 minute and 50-second mark. That was Isabella Roberts, number 5, in there, but now number 10 comes up with it. Isabella Roberts chasing number 10, Danny Nett back, and Ellie Leader comes up with it. Ellie Leader over to Addie Schmitz. Addie Schmitz along the side. Caitlin Hawley. Ruby Silvago. I'm sorry, on the side. Addie Schmitz breaks through, takes a shot, and a save. Brittany Newbert, save. 77 minutes, 36 seconds lapse time. Subtract from 90 is time remaining. Second half here at Titan Stadium. Oshkosh North Varsity Girls Soccer, the 2nd season on local cable access. I don't know if they ever had it before on local cable. That's number 11, Delaney Schultz, along the side, and hit out. And we got a substitution. Okay, the throw in by the Papermakers up to number 6, Brooke Lawson, and now over. They put it along the wing to good advancing there. Up that was intended for number 10. That was by number 14, Katie Benke. Number 10, Danny Nett, and Addie Schmitz sends it along the side. Ruby. Salbago couldn't get there on time. And another substitution. Along that far side, Kimberly, and then they send it out. So the Spartans will get the throw in right there. Spartans with the throw in. Maneuvers out of position, back and forth, and the Papermakers move it up. Okay, here come the Papermakers. I believe that's number 10 or 18, Lexi Huntington. Now here comes Addie Schmitz, number 3. Addie Schmitz over to Ruby Salbago. Ruby Salbago, can't put her foot on it. Broken up by the Papermakers. Back. I believe that was Haley Huseman who did that, but back, Erin Shellhorn. Nope. Or Isabella Roberts. Isabella Roberts on that one. Saved by Brittany Newberg. 80 minutes lapse time, less than 10 to go. Spartans trailing 5-1 on that penalty kick. Number 10, Danny Nett along the side to number, I think that's 18, Lexi Huntington. Back, broken up. I can't tell what the numbers. That was number 11. Broken up by Ruby Salbago, but number 11, Schultz. Out the end line, last touched by the Papermakers. Another substitution. Here we'll get a look at the clock there here at Titan Stadium. And then I'll adjust the camera again every time that happens. Oops, back up. Sydney Foote with the goal kick along the side to Ruby Salbago, and Addie Schmitz comes up with it. Along that far side, Ruby Salbago. Ruby Salbago, number 11, sends it down. Addie Schmitz hustling, and out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans. Papermakers throw in. Back, and up to midfield, and the Papermakers get there first. With number 6 in the center, Brooke Lawson. Number 8 also over there, Alexis Ressler. Number 7, Megan DeGast. And Sydney Kniffel tried to break it up. Send it back. Pushed out of the play. Penalty on the Papermakers. So the Spartans will get a kick, penalty kick. Maddie Westermeyer was the victim, and number 7, I think, Megan DeGast was the Caitlin Hawley trying to maneuver around. Caitlin Hawley maneuvering, stops, fakes out. Defended by number 3, moves around. Number 3 is Jenna Zanzig, and Brittany Newbert clears out the sideline. Last touched by the Papermakers. Spartans get the throw in, and the throw in. And they center it, header, save, shot, and they clear. Isabella Roberts, number 5, trying to get through, back, centered, couldn't. And the Papermakers come up with it. That was the best threat the Spartans had since that first goal. Sydney Foote breaks it up. Sydney Foote over to Addie Schmitz, number 3. Sydney Foote, number 2. Addie Schmitz, number 3. Along the far side, Ruby Salbago, number 11. Ruby Salbago. And nope. And then the Papermakers come up with it. Over to number 18, Lexi Huntington. 18, Lexi Huntington sends it up to number 6, Brooke Lawson. Back, Addie Schmitz, Brooke Lawson. And did it go out? No, kept in by the Papermakers, and they move it upfield. Addie Verstegen tried to break that up, and they center it Sydney Foote, and out to Ellie Leader, number 9, Addie Schmitz, over along centers it to Caitlin Hawley, takes a shot, save, Brittany Newbert. 84:09 lapse time. Subtract from 90, time remaining, so 6 minutes and some change. Isabella Roberts sends it off to the side. Addie Schmitz now comes up with it. Addie Schmitz along the side, kept it in. No, out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans. Throw in for the Papermakers. Okay, up to number 6 at center field, Brooke Lawson, and Papermakers moving it up along that far side. Papermakers defended by I believe Hattie Verstegen, number 17, tries to maneuver around. No penalty, centered. A header broken up by the Spartans. I think that was Maddie Westermeyer who got her head on there. And now number 14 sends it up, and Alyssa Lee, save. 85 minutes and 8 seconds time lapsed. Subtract from 90, time remaining. And Addie Schmitz Addie Schmitz sends it up. Tried to get it to Caitlin Hawley. Broken up by number 18, Lexi Huntington. Caitlin Hawley, number 13, kept it in. Along that side. Nope. And over to number 20, Courtney Rammer, I believe. 20 over to number 6 of the Papermakers, Brooke Lawson. Centered it. Now over to number 8, Alexis Wrestler, and she sends it back. Sydney Foote was right there. Number 14, Katie Benke. Number 6 centers it. Brooke Lawson takes a shot through traffic. Maddie Westemeyer, Ellie Leader. Maddie Westemeyer with, and hand touch, I believe. Hand touch, unintentional hand touch. So they'll get the Papermakers will get the kick. 86 minutes, 18 seconds lapsed time. Here's the kick. Sends it in, and nope, nobody. Papermakers last one to touch it, so the Spartans get the goal kick. 86 minutes, 33 seconds of lapsed time. Sydney Foote, number 2, with the goal kick. Spartans trailing Papermakers 5-1 here at Titan Stadium. You're watching Oshkosh Media, City Cable 2, Time Warner Sports, the only sports on local cable. And Papermakers number 6, last touch it, Brooke Lawson, Maddie Westemeyer, up to Addie Schmitz, gets around number 8, Alexis Wrestler, back to Isabella Roberts, number 5, over to Caitlin Hawley and Ruby Salbago, but okay, Ellie Leader tries to break that up. Number 7 now, Megan Degas, back. Addie Schmitz tried to get there. And here comes the Papermakers, defended by an out. That was defended by Sydney Foote. She could have been. I don't think she was last one to touch it. So the throw in at about the 35-yard line, number 14, Katie Benke, and last touch by the Papermakers. Oh, out of bounds. So there's a throw in. No. That is Papermaker ball. Number 14, Katie Benke. 88 minutes lapse time, so less than 2 minutes to go in the game. There's the scoreboard. Let's back it up here. Maddie Westemeyer. Maddie Westemeyer again. Trying to get the Caitlin Hawley. Broken up by number 7, Megan Degas. And they send it way out over 88 minutes and 22 seconds of lapse time. There's a scoreboard. Goal kick. I believe Sydney Foote will get that. Let's... Okay, 1 minute and less than 30 seconds left. Alyssa Lee with the goal kick back out to the Papermakers. They send it back. A minute 15 left in the game. Out of bounds, last touch by the Spartans over along that far side. So the throw in will be by the Papermakers. Along again the far side, over to number 11, Delaney Schultz. Back to number 7, Megan Degas. Number 8 got in there, Alexis Wrestler. A lot of back and forth. I'll let you guys watch it. Isabella Roberts, and a save by Alyssa Lee. Save. Less than 40 seconds remaining. 89 minutes and 19 seconds of lapse time. Caitlin Hawley almost got there. Isabella Roberts back now broken up. Isabella Roberts again got her foot on it. And Sydney Kniffel can't get, Sydney Kniffel's trying to get there on time. Moved out of the play by number 14, Katie Benke. 18 seconds left in the game. Here come the Papermakers. Broken up by Sydney Foote. 18 is Lexi Huntington. They're going to try to get a shot off. Broken up by Sydney Foote. And turns around, and that is the end of the game. With the final score, the Kimberly Papermakers 5 and the Oshkosh North Spartans 1 here at Titan Stadium. Thank you again for watching. Oshkosh North Spartan girls soccer. Second year on WIAA on Oshkosh Media. The only sports on local cable. And there's the congratulatory handshake. And we'll leave you here on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2017 at Titan Stadium. Again, the final score. Kimberly 5, Oshkosh North 1.